Between 1995 and 1998, 25 young people in Great Britain developed some unusual symptoms. They had difficulty standing, walking, and feeding themselves. They also experienced severe memory loss. Most died within a year of developing symptoms. Medical investigators searched for clues. What was causing these deaths? And were they somehow related? The small town of Devizes, England, dates back to the 17th century. About 2 hours west of London, the town is surrounded by lush farmland. Cattle and sheep graze peacefully in nearby fields. Stephen Churchill lived in Devizes with his parents and his sister Helen. Stephen was a normal teenager, active, fun-loving, a good student.
Stephen was a typical British schoolboy. The days were never long enough. He had lots of friends. He was in the Air Training Corps, and he liked school, he liked sports, and life was just very busy for Stephen.
Stephen Churchill set high goals for himself and planned to join the Royal Air Force. But in July of 1994, he began to show signs of depression. He was distracted, confused, and had problems remembering things. By autumn, when Stephen was 18 years old, his grades began to fall.
We got a phone call from the school in mid-November saying that Stephen had been to see the headmaster and that he was leaving school, and that we had given him permission to do this, and we didn't know anything about it. In fact, I thought they were talking about another boy altogether.
When Stephen returned home from school, his doctor prescribed antidepressant medication, but his condition worsened.
It started off with hand and eye coordination. He would reach out to pick up a cup or a mug and miss it completely, but continue with the action as though he had picked it up and put something that wasn't there to his lips.
He started to have hallucinations, nightmares. He just sat and watched the television, became very frightened of cartoons on the television, things that weren't frightening at all. He thought he was there in the cartoon.
His parents were alarmed, and they quickly took Stephen to a London hospital.
He couldn't walk, he couldn't feed himself, couldn't wash himself, nothing.
Tests for virtually every medical possibility were all negative, and doctors were baffled. They concluded that Stephen had some sort of progressive neurological illness of unknown origin. On May 21st, 1995, Stephen Churchill died. He was 19 years old.